Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Friday Night Smackdown. I, Michael Cole, Renee Young, and Corey Graves here. Welcome everyone to Friday Night Smackdown. Michael Cole, Renee Young, and Corey Graves here. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're going to see the match that we saw yesterday on Impact or Hit when Wonder Woman takes on Chris Jericho. And there are some sagas and tales going around about Chris Jericho leaving AEW and going back to WWE for a free gift run. But I most likely believe that it is a saga or tale with really no news truth to back it up at all, Michael Cole says. And be true about that, Renee Young said. Chris Jericho said that he would never go back to WWE, no need what ownership and leadership that it had, because he always knew where he would be booked and how to be written, But that would be his belief, though. But we do know one thing, Renee Young said. He chose to start shit with Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman did not like it. Well, who really cares, Michael and Renee, what Wonder Woman did or did not like, Corey Graves says. I mean, Wonder Woman is just overrated, and she's overplayed. She's just overplayed, anyway. She's not really that cool if you stop to think of it, Corey Graves says. And if she was as mighty as everyone says she is, she wouldn't have lost to Chris Jericho. Well, that may be true. Said Corey Graves. Well, that may be true, Michael Cole says, your belief or your take on Wonder Woman. But at the end of the day, Chris Jericho started it with Wonder Woman. And even sometimes over good doers can get beaten too, Michael Cole says. And now we're going to go to ring now, because we're going to see Chris Jericho. Alright, come on, stand up. Alright everyone, I, Chris Jericho. And I need to get my Chris Jericho onlook gathering together. That means I gotta get Jack Swagger, also known as Jack Hagar, out here. I gotta get other folks. But let me tell you one thing. Yesterday on Impact or Hit, I beat Wonder Woman. Yeah, I did. Go back and watch it, folks, if you haven't watched it. I beat Wonder Woman. I beat her good. And everyone talked about how mighty Wonder Woman is. And just, look at everybody Wonder Woman beat. They'll say, look at all the things she did in her drawing films, and her drawing shows, and her live show, and her funny books, and her... Does she got film games? I don't know. And there's, and her films, and there's no way you can beat her. But I did. I did beat her. And Wonder Woman, she knows that she will never, beat me. And Chris Jericho, Wonder Woman just knocked Chris Jericho down. The catastrophe kick, Michael Cole says. Wonder Woman cutter. The round streak, Michael Cole says. Wonder Woman struck on Chris Jericho, Michael Cole says. While Renee Young says Wonder Woman, Diana Alderling Diana getting even on Chris Jericho for what he did to her yesterday on Impact or Hit, Renee Young says. So Chris Jericho may have beat Wonder Woman in the match. He did not win the war that he started with Wonder Woman, Renee Young says. Corey Graves said Wonder Woman isn't cool. She's supposed to be a cast sitter, someone on look. But I don't think anyone's should be onlooking Wonder Woman or Diana Aldeling or Aldeling Diana or whatever she wants to call herself. Well, she's taking off the lid now and threw Chris Jericho into it, in there. And now she just put the lid on Chris Jericho. How do you like that, Chris Jericho? I just put you in a box. And it's not a box match, but you hit me in the back of the head with this box, so I got even with you. How do you like that? What hit me out of it? So, that's how you want to play it, Wonder Woman. I'm going to get you. You little bitch. I can't stand upright. I can't stand upright, Wonder Woman. Astronema, I need you. You need me, Chris Jericho. Which be earnest, Chris Jericho. You started out with Wonder Woman. She only got even with you for what you did. So the way I look at it, you don't need nothing. Alright, Chris Jericho, you started with Wonder Woman, and now you're irked because she got even on you? Well, don't worry, because I got such a wonderful match that we can do here today. And I know it's only something that mostly The Undertaker and Kang had a handle on. I know that most of the box matches in WWF, WWE was either handled by The Undertaker, maybe Kang once here and there. You know, Hunter's may have done it once, but you get to fight Wonder Woman in a box match. But guess what? But guess what? You're gonna have to fight Wonder Woman in a box match. Oh, not today. I'm gonna say next month, because next month when we do Halloween Havoc or Halloween Evening Madness, you get to be in a box match, Astronomer says. And Chris Jericho, Ecliptor, says, I just saw how you fit. You got right in that box, that box we bought from the Dollar Tree. I think it was Wednesday. You fit very well in it. So I just think it's going to be a hard time for you getting her in that box since she's a bigger doll than you are. Ecliptor goes, Ecliptor, you're nothing more than a Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, Paul Triple H Quebec, whatever wannabe. And you, Astronema Corone, are nothing more than a Stephanie McMahon wannabe, offshooting from everything Stephanie McMahon did in WWF, WWE from between 98 YL to 123 YL. That need be true. But Chris Jericho, what are you an offshoot of? What are you offshooting from? You got the match with Wonder Woman, and sliding me is not going to get you out of it. And let me tell you something right now, Chris Jericho. Just like Triple H, Hunter Helmsley, with his sledgehammer or whatever, I got my sword, and I can knock you out with it anytime I want to. So don't stretch me, creep. Well, we just heard from Ecliptor. We just heard from Ecliptor in Astronema. And today we're going to have Wonder Woman, fight Chris Jericho. We might have a box match, next month at Halloween Havoc or Halloween Evening Madness, Michael Cole says. Wonder Woman coming right after Chris Jericho. A saga of clothes rows. A body slam on Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman did a body slam and a strike to Chris Jericho. Renee Young said Chris Jericho has a double standard. It was alright when he did all that stuff to Wonder Woman, but if Wonder Woman does all that to him, it's wrong, Renee Young says. Yeah, it is. Chris Jericho, Chris Jericho, it's two wrongs don't make it right, Corey Graves said. If it was wrong for Chris Jericho to do it to Wonder Woman, then it would be wrong for Wonder Woman to do it to Chris Jericho then. At least that's my belief. While Chris Jericho sees himself as one... Well, yeah, I guess you're right, Corey Graves. If it was wrong for Chris Jericho to do it to Wonder Woman, then it would be wrong for Wonder Woman to do it to Chris Jericho. But then another one, someone else need be asked, Chris Jericho can't handle, if he doesn't handle someone doing something to him, then even he should have done it to someone else, then Michael Cole says. You can't give it if you can't take it, Michael Cole says. And Renee Young says, it looks like Chris Jericho's always been that way. He can give it, but he cannot take it. If you're going to bully someone, then you're going to have to handle getting bullied back. And now Chris Jericho wants to run on the match now and have the match thrown out, but Wonder Woman's not letting it happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh! Wonder Woman just got her arm caught in the rope. Whoa! Chris Jericho just threw Wonder Woman out of the ring. Then that's going to start the reckoning up again, Michael Cole says. Wonder Woman in a bind right now. Suplexed it or whatever. Back into the wrestling ring, Michael Cole says. And now Chris Jericho is going to beat Wonder Woman, Michael Cole says. The Hidden Breaker, Michael Cole says. Renee Young says, is he going to make Chris Jericho going to make, Michael Cole says. I'll tell you it, can Chris Jericho make Wonder Woman yield in the walls of Jericho if he's even still doing that? Or most likely, shift the name of the hold if he's still doing it in AEW or not. And Wonder Woman isn't going to yield to that, Renee Young said. Chris Jericho has made many folks yield, many men and women yield to that. He is a former WWE heavyweight fighter. He is a 7-time heavyweight fighter and a 1-time AEW heavyweight fighter, Corey Graves says. So yeah, I think he can, but Wonder Woman did not. A Hidden Breaker, Wonder Woman took him down. The catastrophe kick, the Wonder Woman cutter, Michael Cole says. Brown Street. Wonder Woman doing all the things that Cody Rhodes does as a wrestler now, Michael Cole says. Renee Young says Wonder Woman is going to beat Chris Jericho. Wow, Corey Graves said Wonder Woman just buried a well-known, onlooked, wrestler, fighter, overstar, Chris Jericho. This is so sad. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, Wonder Woman. Well, Wonder Woman, Diana Alderling Diana, has beat Chris Jericho here today on Friday Night Smackdown, Michael Cole says. And we do know that Wonder Woman, did not start it. That Chris Jericho started it with Wonder Woman, and that Wonder Woman is just only getting even for what Chris Jericho had done to her. Michael Cole says, you got that right, Renee Young says. Wonder Woman is only getting even for something that Chris Jericho did to her. So she got every right to get even for that wrong that Chris Jericho did to her. I'll tell you right now, Corey Graves says, Wonder Woman should be ashamed of herself. She should be guilty too. 2 wrongs don't make a right. She should be above that since she's an over-good doer. But even over-good doers are guilty of doing wrong things. Well, take it away. You're right, Michael Cole says. Take it away now, Gene Okerlund. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael Cole, Renee Young. I'm going to be talking with Chris Jericho here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Chris Jericho, when I talked with you many times in WCW and NBs and in WWE, you always seem to have some smart thing to say. But seems that Wonder Woman got even with you here today on Friday Night Smackdown. Well, Gene Okerlund, Wonder Woman, I'm not done with her. If she thinks she got even on me, then she's got another guest coming. Because I am not done with Wonder Woman. Well, Wonder Woman, she got even with you, Chris Jericho. We saw she put you in that box they got from the Dollar Tree, and you didn't like being put in that, but you seemed to like beating her up with the box, but not when she did it. Like I told, I'm going to tell you right now, Gene Okerlund, I'm going to get even with Wonder Woman. This isn't over. If Wonder Woman thinks that she has seen the last of Chris Jericho, think again. I will put the Hidden Breaker on her. I'll put the Walls of Jericho on her. And then she will learn to onlook me, the former WWE heavyweight fighter, the 7-time world heavyweight fighter, the 1-time AEW heavyweight fighter. Yeah, and a full-time ache in the rear, Chris Jericho, because you, even though you have shifted yourself over all those years, you still like to be a bully and a creep to everyone. No need if it was SW or SMW or ECW, WCW, WF, or WE or AEW. Yeah, you're right, Chris. You're right. I still that creep. I'm still that bully. But I'm still around. I'm still wrestling. And I'm still winning winnings. You can't say that about everyone else that Wonder Woman has fought. Wonder Woman hasn't done as many things as I've done, both in the toy wrestling gathering and in every other skilled wrestling business. Well, that's my talk with Chris Jericho. Back to you, Michael Cole, Renee Young. Thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking with Chris Jericho here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And that's all the time we got here for Friday Night Smackdown. Michael Cole, Renee Young, and Corey Graves. We hope you like Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Rampage or Ram Through.